How's it going out there, everyone? Claddy here, bringing you some more Hearthstone. And I'm here with my friend Ethan.
That's me.
We're gonna do a few things here. The first thing we're gonna do is, you see down here, I got 16 packs. Pretty much 15 of them are from the new expansion. I got one of the extra ones from Tavern Brawl. So we're gonna go in here and open up some packs and see what we get. I'll just do this one first since it's the only one I have of
I like that card. Argus is good.
it. Faced him a little bit.
Cone of Cold, it's not used so much.
No?
Freeze Mage uses it. Priestess of Elune is really just not used at all. Maybe could be now because healing's for error. Ice Bearers and Freeze Mage, and the classic Wisp.
So yeah, a few of these, I mean, we'll probably end up disenchanting a few of them. Alright.
These are the new ones.
Now we got 15 of these ones.
I love the ones with the eye exploding out.
Yeah, I was like, wow. Okay. Twisted Worgen.
That might be good in some aggro decks. Remains to be seen, though. I haven't seen it played yet.
This thing's been annoying.
This is like the buffed version of Neutron. I love this card, but I think there's a couple better taunts than this now.
He's got the Divine Shield.
The Divine Shield's really nice. And a 3/4 is, I mean...
It goes out on turn 5.
Good. Turn 5, so it's a little slow, but I like it. Darkshire Librarian, maybe okay in Zoo. Warlock, it's kind of plays a bunch of small guys, but I've not seen it played. It's interesting.
I don't like how Warlocks have, like, always discard a random card.
Yeah, that's their deal. Like,
The
their cards are
succubus
so
are the same
strong,
thing.
but... Well, this one is discard a card and draw a card, so net is no, like, problems. It's just a little...
But you risk, like, if you have a good card in your hand.
Yeah, if you have a good card, but then it's just like you never drew it in the first place.
I was playing a game earlier today where I was playing in my priest deck, and you know the guys that are 2/7, and when they take damage, they go up?
Yeah.
I had 6 guys on the board, and he was one of them, and I'd been working for a few turns, and I had him up to, like, 20 in, like, full health, because I just kept re-healing him, and I had to draw the card girl.
Yeah.
And the guy plays a card that says, steal a random enemy minion. He stole that one.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fucking bullshit. You had 5 other choices, and of course it rolls that one.
That one is pretty RNG. I mean.
Okay.
Okay, another Psychotron. That's not too bad.
And then...
Evolved Kobold. I like that spell damage +2 is a thing in the game, but that card has absolutely
Is
no
that for,
stats.
like your hero power as a mage, or that increase that?
No, it wouldn't do it for that.
Okay.
It would do it for, like, Frostbolts and stuff.
Alright, next pack. Close up.
Alright. We got the reverse Magma Rager. Still pretty much a piece of shit, but funny. Journey Below is really good. I just crafted one of those. It's nice for Death Rattle Rogue deck. Which is kind of fun, kind of weird, but...
What's the Death Rattle card? Just
it's the cards that say, when it dies,
okay,
this happens. This card might be ridiculously overpowered in Zoo.
I faced this earlier, and I didn't really know what it was. After
can get
you...
completely out of control.
Oh... So, like, for instance, I have, like, a card on my Hunter that, like, you lay it down and it gets 3 spiders. Would that have him go up by 3 attack there? Like, when you can summon multiple?
I think it would have that effect.
I mean, of course.
That's, like, a hard interaction to talk about because summon and play are different words in Hearthstone.
Yeah.
But that wouldn't happen because that's Hunter and Warlock.
Give your minions 1+1.
Yeah, that might be okay.
Look at the fucker guy. He's
like, cute as fuck. So it's really some.
I don't know what I think about that shit. And then
Zealous Initiate. It's kind of the baby version of the baby card, but
the baby. Oh,
the baby version.
He's the baby version of him.
It feels like it just because he costs 2 less and he has a much weaker effect, assuming you have a big board. But if you have a weak board, he has the same effect. So. But he has -1/-1.
He's easier to get out, though.
It's true. So, interesting card. You can press space to pull him out.
Oh, you can?
You can't press space to look at the cards. Oh, there's that one again. That's fine. Primal Fusion. Give minion +1/+1 for each of your totems. That assumes you have several totems on the board, and that's just never the case. So you need at least, like, 2 totems on the board for that to be even okay.
Wind Fury.
Yeah,
that's attack twice, right?
Yes, so it's essentially like 10-5, or I think of them as like 10 2.5s. Just
If you can get them to survive.
If you can get them to survive, which you can't. You never can.
Unless you got a few good taunts out.
I mean, it's possible it can survive, but it's just
I mean,
not good enough
what's
for
my...
mana.
One of my classes has... I want to say it's the warrior deck I was playing.
Yeah, warrior
it's
right
like,
now is pretty good with taunts.
There's like... Give a minion +2 attack and charge.
Yeah, bolster warrior.
And I was just like, that would be nice.
+2 and charge, so then that's just the charge card.
Twilight Flamecaller
might actually be a pretty good card because that's essentially like a 1 mana 2/2 plus Arcane Explosion.
Yeah, it does like against like a against those guys that just keep throwing out like 1/1s or 2/1s or stuff.
Against really like aggro, it might be a really strong card. I've seen it played once. Bog Creeper's a little too slow, but it's nice that they're making big neutral minions, so I like that happens. But it's not particularly great.
All right.
Zot's first mate is played in like Pirate Warrior, which is a bunch of weapons and they just keep hitting you.
Really?
It's kind of weird. I just fought against one of those, but
I'd be a game to try to make one of these. We'll see.
You do have one of the legendaries for it, so Tentacle and Zoth, probably good in wild, but not standard. Duskboar, those stats have never been printed before on a 2 mana card.
What do you mean, the 4/1?
A 4/1 just has never been a thing for 2 mana, other than the rogue one that gets stealth when you summon a pirate. But
I would like to put something here to up his health.
Oh yeah, it'd be nice if you could, but
I mean there are cards that can.
There are some. That's true. Multiple card combos.
Give your minions death rattle.
That card is probably pretty good in like a
beast
mid-range, like several beasts and more mid-rangey style hunter, so it gets bigger board. It's kind of slow. Again, that's another really big card that's a common, so people with not a lot of cards can still play big cards, which I like. I have almost all the cards, but for someone in your position, it's nice.
No, I don't have that.
But now you have some big cards without needing to get.
I don't think I've gotten one epic or legendary or anything yet.
Which you probably will by the end of these packs. That card's really good in Priest Cthulhu decks.
Yeah. I was facing one earlier, actually.
It's pretty strong. And it happens even if they heal their own hero or...
Yeah, I was against him. It was a priest against priest, and I healed my own guy, and then that thing went up, and I was like, what the fuck?
Another one of those.
That baby guy.
That card is actually okay in, like, an Evolve Shaman list, which is kind of weird, but it's nothing particularly strong.
Oh, that one hit hard. So the purple means...
Warlock. It says
okay.
I like this card a lot, and then I tried playing with it and realized you never ever want to play it.
No, why not?
Because like,
it seems like it'd only be useful late game when they have heavy board control.
Well, you want to try and clear out an enemy board, but you run the risk with your own board a lot, or if you have no board, you might just hit yourself in the face for 9.
You can hit your face with this?
All characters, yeah. Oh, so it's like...
That's not a good one.
It might be an okay card, but I haven't seen the right way to play it yet, so...
You know what I don't like? Like, you know how rogues have, like, backstab and, like, destroys a random or a specific enemy minion?
Yeah.
I wish that wasn't usable on Divine Shield minions.
The one
I put like a Divine Shield on a guy and then he just kills it, and I'm like, that's bullshit.
It's a really good counter.
It should at least break the Divine Shield and leave the minion.
It doesn't do damage.
Death Rattle, draw a card.
I think that card's okay, but you might just want to play Gnomish Inventor instead. Yeah. It's like the swapped version of those stats, and it's Battle Cry instead of Death Rattle. But it's an interesting card. This Health Sea Squid Face, that card's pretty okay. Hey, your first epic. That card is the priest's dream to have it played against them.
Against them?
Yes, because on turn 6, the priest can play Cabal Shadow Priest and just steal it.
Okay.
Because it's 2 attack. So I've never seen that card play, but it looks kind of cool.
At the start of your turn, double this minion's attack.
So it's going to go to 4 and then 8 and 16. Oh, shit. Yeah, so it could get out of control, but it might not. So this was a really good pack for you. That card is also good in Cthulhu Priest.
If your Cthulhu is at least 10 attack.
Which is not too hard to get. Restore 10 health to your hero. So it's like a really good anti-kill bot.
Because he starts 6/6, right?
Yes. So you basically just need 2 buffs because most of them do +2/+2. And then Power Word Tentacles is not particularly strong. I've never seen it played. Kind of good.
Fair enough.
It seems a little too slow.
All right. 9 more to go.
Ooh, another epic.
Ready?
That card is awesome in Zoth Paladin, which is Death Rattle Paladin.
Spend all your mana, restore twice that much health. So you could restore 20 health.
Yeah, 10 mana, restore 20 health is insane, especially if you already have board control, which you tend to with that deck. We've already seen the Amgam Rager. Faceless Summoner's pretty good because it's like 1 more mana for +2/+2 on that card that's a 5 mana 4/4 summon a 2/2. It's essentially just a better version. That card is why Midrange Shaman might be completely overpowered right now.
I faced a Midrange Shaman earlier and he played this on me in turn 4. I'm like, that's fucking bullshit.
Especially if he's Big Game Hunter, the thing that kills a 7 or more attack minion just got nerfed to 5 mana. So I don't know what people are supposed to do against that thing.
So mad.
Just have hard removal. Okay, that card seems terrible, but it's actually really good because that's essentially it's a 2 mana 2/3 plus a Consecrate. So that card is actually not as bad as it looks.
I feel like they really buffed anything involving Murlocs lately.
Paladin Murloc looks like a thing they want to happen, but the issue with that is Paladin's got some really it's got a really strong deck in its like control N'Zoth thing it has right now.
I already saw him.
First pack. Blood to Ichor is really, really good because it activates Enrages and it also activates Execute. And 2/2 slimes are actually not too bad. A couple cards summon them and they're pretty fun. So.
Whenever a friendly minion dies, so another Chthon one.
Yeah, but that one's pretty good because it's got really good stats.
Just give a minion 1/2.
That's pretty interesting for a 1 mana spell, but nothing crazy. And then we've seen Tentacles. I've seen some theories that Paladin 1 mana spell might be overpowered in Wild, but I don't play much Wild, but we'll see.
It's a taunt.
2/4 taunt. It's nothing special.
I'd say it's a little better than some of the other taunts, like the bear, the 3/3,
it's
or the
better
gorilla,
than
the 1/4.
The 1/4. It is a strict upgrade to it, except technically the Silverback Patriarch, the 1/4, has Beast Tribal, so it is potentially better in certain scenarios, but this card is just a better card.
What is this? It's blue.
Yeah, it's rare.
Can only attack if your hero attacked this turn.
So it's pretty much okay in Rogue, maybe Druid, and maybe Hunter.
What about Mage?
Mage?
Your hero power?
That's not attacking.
No.
No, so it's almost unplayable in those. But the thing is, it's a 3 mana card with 4-drop stats. So it's actually really good.
What do you mean a 4-drop stats?
It has 3/5. It's a 3/5.
Okay.
Which is a Senjin without taunt.
Could this work well in that deck where you go so many weapons with a hunter or with a warrior?
Maybe. It isn't played in that deck, but I think it could work in that kind of a deck because you're almost always swinging.
Another one of her.
Another of that. That's good. Another Eldritch Horror. So another big guy. Almost had. You're a little different from Ysera's stats. 3 mana 2/5 Beast. I've actually seen that played. It's just a good, solid guy to have out there. And then with Houndmaster, you can make it actually.
Yeah, I used to get him a lot in like my summon a random beast.
Yeah.
Hunter deck.
That's a pretty cool one. Let's hope you get like a legendary in this set of packs. I think you could, given the number. That card I thought was really cool, but it turns out the 1/1 Mastiff doesn't have charge like I would expect him to, so it's not as good as I wanted it to be. But it's an interesting one. This card is like a shitty version of Twilight Drake, because the Twilight Drake is a 4/1 that gains health. That's a 10 mana vanilla 10/10. It's kind of interesting because it's huge, but not particularly impactful on the board.
True, but that could be a good late game card.
I mean, yeah, but the 6/10 for 8 is probably a better late card, just based on being 8 mana instead of 10. Infested Tarn I actually think is pretty good in Death Rattle decks, because everything got a little bit weaker when it comes to Death Rattle now, because they got rid of Naxxramas and decided they weren't going to print any cards that were as strong like that because N'Zoth resummons your Death Rattle cards that died this game. So if you still had Piloted Shredder in the game, that would be overpowered. So they made weaker Death Rattle cards, but interesting cards because that card's actually better than it would have been like a month ago. Just based on the cards that are still on the standard. Anything? Just the rare.
Let's open the rare.
Okay,
I don't think we've seen that one.
No? Okay, so this one's nice for Mage because it's a 2-mana 3/2, which is good stats with spell damage +1. That's just a really good card on its own. So you play that in decks that don't even have Cthulhu in it. But this one, if you do have Cthulhu, you buff it every time you play a spell. So it's potentially really good. So that's a good card to have. We've seen that one. We've seen Tentacle. Seen Duskboar. And Nerubian Prophet is kind of interesting because if you keep it in your hand from the start of the game, on turn 1, it'll cost 5 mana. On turn 2, it'll cost 4 mana. And on turn 3, it'll cost 3 mana. So you can play a 3 mana 4/4 if you keep it in your mulligan. But I don't know any decks that actually run it. It's a cool one, though.
It's so weird, like you lay down those things like kick out.
Yeah. Ooh, legendary.
Okay, that's gonna be my last one.
Okay. Evolve for Shaman is actually really good. You play it in decks that can flood the board with a bunch of cheap guys, and then you make them into slightly more expensive guys. Really good card. That's probably better than whatever your legendary is, unless you got one of the good ones for this expansion.
Seen that?
Actually, most of them are pretty okay. Mark of Yasharaj is actually really good because Druid's got some better beasts now, has some better beast synergy like in this card. And you get to, it's a 2 mana draw a card, but also +2/+2. That's just generally strong.
Yeah, I got you.
So that's a nice one. And N'Zoth's First Mate we've already seen. And now the legendary. Ragnaros Lightlord, you lucky motherfucker. I need this card for N'Zoth Paladin, and I don't have the dust to craft it, so I'm using a second Lay on Hands instead. That card's really fun. He's normal Ragnaros, but instead of dealing damage, he heals. And he only heals your guys. So it's
So I got something
cute.
better than Evolve.
Yeah, better than Evolve in certain decks. Evolve is probably more useful for you. You don't have enough stuff to make a really big, slow Paladin list, but Ragnaros Lightlord's cool.
We've seen that.
Southson's good face. We saw Flamecaller again, yeah. Golden Psychotron, that's cool. That's good.
And then we've seen
another third librarian.
Well, we'll be able to disenchant at least one of them.
That's true. We'll get some good dust out of some of these packs.
Another rare.
Anything exciting? Just the one rare. Okay. We've seen Dragonhawk.
We've seen
Tentacles.
Like we said, I'm gonna
Councilman's really good.
I'm gonna get a few good dusts.
Ooh, Ancient Shield Bearer is really nice. It is really good for Cthulhu Warrior because if you play Bran from the earlier adventure League of Explorers, all of your battle cries happen twice. So on turn 10, you play the 3 mana Bran and then the 7 mana Ancient Shield Bearer, and you gain 20 armor. So that's pretty cool.
If you're pretty high, they're kind of fucked.
Yeah, at that point, a lot of people will just concede because they're like, well, that's way too much health, and you develop your build at the same time. So it's really good. It is a 2-card combo, though. So this is a good pack. It's a really good pack. Okay. Faceless Summoner we talked about. That card's good. Carrion Grub's not too bad.
Is purple better than blue, or is blue better? Okay, we're gonna do purple last. What is this?
Forbidden Ritual is good in Zoo. You might want to play Zoo. So spend all your mana, summon that many tentacles. You remember that Darkshire?
I think I've actually seen this one.
It is a good card in Zoo right now because you can just run a bunch of dudes and like.
I think because a while ago when I first started deciding to make this video, I had to finish a quest with a warlock, and whoever I was playing was like give a random spell to each, to each deck, and they gave me this one, and I was like, oh.
That is a good one. It's pretty good.
I don't think I used it properly then. And
Blood
then
Hicker's really good again. Ancient Harbinger. I wish I had one of these. So at the start of your turn, put a 10-cost minion from your deck into your hand. This is basically to combo with the old gods.
Could you use this to get Cthulhu?
Yeah, you could use it to get Cthulhu, and you could use it to get a couple other guys, but it's maybe not needed.
Alright, well, we'll end off that one and probably do some deck building in the next video. So until then, like, comment, subscribe if you'd like to see more, and I'll see y'all in the next video.